I don't know if you heard, but Pakistan is having like epic floods, flash floods. Over
that,
1,000 people have died. Like hundreds of children have died. I'm just gonna play this video while I talk to you guys. It's the monsoon season.
God.
33 million people have been displaced from their homes.
You are!
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss!
Oh, hey!
Oh yeah! Good morning!
And welcome to episode 1027 of Hard Factor. It is Monday, August 29th, 2022. Thank you for cheating on the news with us again today. We have a huge update mixtape in the Cup of Coffee in the Big Time with Mark to kick things off.
That's right. Yep. You're damn right.
Tons of updates.
You're damn right. Yeah.
Update bukkake in your
Yeah.
coffee. After that, on deck, it's Drinking Round the World with me. I'll take you through that one. Some stories about people drinking around the world over the last few days. And then
Epcot
after that,
Center related?
what's that?
Is it an Epcot Center related?
No,
segment?
I know that is a thing you can do at the Epcot Center.
Oh,
but
yeah, you can.
this
Yeah.
is not the same ride. No,
Busch Gardens.
it's they might consider adding these attractions to Drinking Around the World in the Epcot Center though. At least
Yeah, I hear
one
you.
of them. At least
I
one
hear
of
that.
them. Yeah, so you'll see. Then in the hole, we got drunk chefs, embarrassing emergencies, floods, and more in the TikTok International Moment with Wes.
Yeah. Some more drinking around the world to kick things off.
Beautiful. And then Pat
Epcot?
has super orcas.
Yeah, no. I
Yeah, is that one
understand
at
what you
Epcot,
mean,
Wes?
yeah. No.
Yeah.
But I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, we're not going to Epcot Center today.
All right,
And then
fine,
Pat
fine.
has super orcas to close out the show to flip us out of this one, I guess.
Hold on
What
one second. I'm
orcas
just Googling, are there orcas at Epcot? And there are.
There are orcas at Epcot?
At Epcot?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe at the Animal Kingdom, which is Disney World.
It's called
but not-
Sea Base, guys. It's the Sea Base attraction.
What?
Seabase.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I drank
That's
a little
terrible.
bit too much around the world when I went to Epcot. Didn't even see him.
Didn't even know
That's
that's
terrible.
Yeah,
They still have them
but we're-
today in 2022?
I don't know about that. But what I do know is we're going to be talking about some really messed up orcas.
Well, happy birthday, Pat. You're 37 now.
That's
You
true,
are-
I am. Thank you for saying that.
Well, you were 50 when we did the show a couple of years
48,
ago.
I think, was what the listeners aged him at.
Yeah.
But then
And they were just being real a-holes.
Yeah.
I age in reverse.
The age of reverse.
You pieces
Fine
of
line.
shit.
Nice.
You pieces of shit.
look at that. You look, Pat, you're 11 years younger today.
Oh, I don't feel it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you look it. You're looking great.
Thanks, man.
Nice.
Preach.
Well, anything else fun happened this weekend besides Pat getting a
Went to
little
the Simple Plan show.
Simple Plan? I'm not familiar.
Saw Simple Plan Sum 41.
Okay, familiar with them. Yeah.
Saw some members of the Hardo Hive out there in the crowd. Shout out.
Oh,
Nice.
Thanks for saying hello. I also big appreciate you saying hello to just me and resisting your urge to say hello to PFT
That's
in
tough.
front of him.
Well, they see him every weekend at that beach, right? I
They
mean,
know what they're doing. The Hard Factor fans, they know what they're doing.
PFT slipped him a 20.
If you ever see us out with PFT, ask PFT to take a picture of us with you if you want a
Lot of
picture.
fun.
Well,
that'll
don't
cross the
ask him
wires.
to be the cameraman.
Cameraman.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey man,
All
can
right.
You know
take
what
a
bums
picture?
me out? My brother was with us, and it was nice to get recognized in front of your brother, right? But my brother was so dumbfounded by the crowd that PFT had attracted that he missed it.
Well, right.
Oh.
Whenever Eric goes to a concert, there's just like a entire. It's like he's the center of a mosh pit. All by
Did Sum
himself.
41 bring him up on stage?
Right.
they
he
wanted
does
to.
a solo. Yeah.
No, but shout out Guns. He hooked us up with some passes,
Oh, nice.
but he only had 4 passes. There were 5 of us, so we all couldn't go backstage.
So speaking of Sum 41, you couldn't go back. You couldn't
Well,
go
I gave everyone the passes. So you guys go backstage. I've been back there. Go hang out, and I'll hang out here with some Hard Factor fans, and then
That's better
and then-
anyways.
yeah, and then we met up
where you wanna
later,
be.
and I was like, "How's the backstage area?" And Brennan was like, it was great, man. Except right when we got back there, it was like everyone started talking about how wonderful Eric was. And Eric was like, I need to go to the bathroom. And some guy dropped everything and was like, I'm going to find you a bathroom. Okay? Made it his life mission. My brother just can't believe it. He just can't because he doesn't really like swim in
He
our
hasn't hung
world.
out with them like
He
at
grew up
bars
with
and
them,
stuff.
He doesn't understand. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't believe it either.
Yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy when you grew up with him. Speaking of Sum 41, this is a story that PFT said on PMT that he did, but actually it was me. So he was watching Sum 41 with you guys, right, or whoever was at that show that year at South by Southwest. When me and our buddy Colin went and walked away with the
Stole
all the beers.
Yeah.
We went to a beer distributor and walked away with a dolly full of
He
beers.
pretended to be working for the beer distributor.
Right. I said I was taking it to
Yeah.
Emo's,
Had
which
like
is
a
a classic
clipboard, yeah.
Austin show that is or Austin bar that's not there anymore. And
Probably because they kept getting their liquor stolen.
Oh,
it
it's
was
still there.
amazing.
It's just not open.
But it's on the east side though.
Yeah, but the original locations. They
The
open it for
original
South
one's
by,
there,
yeah.
empty.
They
What
open
a
it for South by.
waste.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
What a waste. Anyways, a great legendary location. Took it from the Twin Liquors, walked away, still use the dolly today. But yeah, that was
And then we
PFT was
had
watching Sum 41.
And
Actually,
then we
he
had
was
a
not
big
there
party.
for the
Then we had a
for the
big
dolly.
backyard party. Yeah, we had to whip the car around.
love
PFT was
Sum
part of
41.
the car pulling around crew. Which was
Yes,
funny,
he
too.
was there for the
I was
aftermath.
the car. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the news.
Yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
All right, so we got honorable mentions. We got a cream of the crop today, which has you'll wait till you see it. It's got a funny little thing with that. But first, we got the jokes of the day. And so the run on extremely inappropriate jokes has continued in the Discord. We've moved on from necrophilia to paraplegic jokes, as well as a few others I'd only dare read on the Patreon show. But there's a few, I guess, that made it through. You sick fucks, sent in by Hive.
There was a lot though, so there had to be some. That
There's
were
a few.
appropriate.
There's a few, like 3 out of 30 are appropriate. Here's one from Mediocre. He says there once was a man
Mediocre.
mediocre. There,
That's
thank
the
you.
joke. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, great.
mediocre.
Mediocre. But
Yeah.
you know what
That's a
it's
good
spelled like he's yoking his meat, yoker and his
Yeah.
meat.
Both.
Yeah.
Double
Yeah,
entendre.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. He says there once was a man with a wooden eye. He could never find love till one day he finds a girl who has a hair lip. Eventually, the man with the wooden eye pops the question, "Will you marry me?" Then she exclaims, "Would I? Would I?" And shocked, he retaliated with, "Hair lip, hair lip." Thought he was getting made fun of.
Yeah.
Didn't work out. Yeah.
Well, maybe it did. Maybe they're just both so conditioned to it with those conditions.
Yeah.
You know,
With the
Yeah.
condition.
What exactly is a hair lip?
misery,
Is that
misery
just-
loves
That's
company.
like
That's a hair lip when it goes up?
I think so. Like it's like the thing that in Kill Bill 2, like the pimp did it to all of his women. It's kind of like a cleft lip or whatever it's called. Like,
Yeah, because all ladies grow mustaches.
no, I don't think it's hairy lip. I think it's like a
opening in
scar.
both lip and roof of opening in both lips and in a roof of the mouth. Oh,
Ooh,
God.
So it's like a split lip.
It's like a split lip. Yeah, split
Yeah,
lip.
like a split lip.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's visible.
Not like a fat lip, which was Sum 41's big hit off All Killer and No Filler. So
It's true. Did they play it?
It's like a sig holder.
Twice?
yeah, they closed with it twice.
Yeah. They play it twice.
No,
All right,
it
this
was
next
sick,
one.
bro.
Next one's from someone who I won't name. Just in
I
case.
actually went to go steal the beers because I was like, I'm not going to a fucking Sum 41 show. And I walked away and went.
It's a good show, Will. You missed out.
41.
It wasn't a Sum 41 show, but it was
was.
South by
It was a-
Southwest. No
it
one
was
was at a
for
Sum
sure.
41 show. And then this next one, I won't say who said it. From someone in the Discord. I don't want to get them in trouble with their job, but you know who you are. This one says, a Mormon and an Irishman on a plane. A Mormon was seated next to an Irishman on a flight to London. After the plane took off, drink orders were taken. The Irishman asked for whiskey, which he was immediately served. Right? Of course, the Irishman. Right? The flight attendant then asked the Mormon if he would like a drink, and he replied in disgust, "I'd rather be savagely raped by a dozen whores than let liquor touch my lips." The Irishman handed his drink back to the attendant and said, "Me too. I didn't know we had that option." Come
Those
on.
Irish.
Yeah.
They love to fucking drink, that's for sure.
They do. The Irishman bringing the plane to its knees with laughter, as outgoing, boozed up Irishmen tend to do. Yeah, classic.
Fantastic.
All right. It could have been a Sum 41 show, but none of us were at it, Will. We were all just like,
Oh, no, you guys were trying to get in. And I was like, fuck that. I'm not
no,
trying
it
to
was
get into a Sum
Dropkick
41.
Murphys you're thinking of.
No. It was definitely Sum 41 because I was like, I'm not going to waste my time trying to get inside the fence. I'm just going to
Being a casualty of society.
And
Neither were we.
Yeah.
You don't want to fall in line.
Well, that's
You
where
don't
we
wanna be another
split
victim
ways.
of
That's where we
conformity?
split ways.
No one split ways. No one went to the
Waste
41 show.
my time.
We all just were
again.
watching you do it, and we're too scared. It was you and Colin that went. And did it. We all were
Waste
just waiting.
my
Well, I think what
time
again.
got me to go just to across the
Was
street
the
was like,
fear of us going to a Sum 41 show?
Some 41.
Right,
How about we
exactly. I was
do,
like, I'm not doing
something
that.
else.
Yeah, I'd rather do anything else.
I'm gonna go commit crimes.
Yeah. All right, quick update. Remember how Boss Tweed, Mayor Adams of New York, a former cop, issued a decree that NYPD cops could no longer congregate together while on the job? Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Crooked Mayor. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they completely ignored that. In fact, they've been congregating more on purpose in their blues. Now that, they saw the memo and they said, oh, yeah, Mayor Adams. And they said, how about we congregate more than you do at the money laundering restaurant for dinner in your curtain lace booth,
They're so comfortable. That picture was taken this weekend, Mark.
Oh, yeah.
They're really hamming it up too. There was one. They're all very relaxed in their stance, and then one lady cop is leaning on the postal.
I read
box.
articles that the journalist said that they were just doing it so casually and so much more.
Oh, the one article said that they were congregating in like Washington Square Park, and like a shirtless man was terrorizing people, and they could care less.
And
They just didn't do anything.
here they are in the subway talking about how awesome it is to disobey Mayor Adams and shit on his memo, asking them to work harder and not have any fun while working.
All of them with their masks down under their chin. They're obviously
First he
supposed to be
says,
wearing them.
I can't fuck my superior. And then he tells us not to talk to each other. This guy's an idiot.
That's amazing. Great protest though.
Yeah.
That's a cool protest as far as protests go.
Yeah, just
chilling.
congregating.
Yeah, just kicking it.
Yeah, they're basically calling his bluff though, and he has a shitty hand, so it's good call on the bluff because New York City has, like most major cities, a cop shortage, so they can definitely congregate and not get in trouble. It's they're not going to get disciplined for this. It's all good. Like no, they got
a real
bluff.
problem.
Yeah. You're gonna fire someone for congregating?
The knockout game is back. I saw
Right.
too. It's all kinds of scary.
Well,
up in New York
there's a
right
police shortage.
Yeah,
Why?
that's what
why
I'm
are you going?
said. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, so how you?
It's a free.
What do you think the reaction's going to be? It's going to be this, obviously.
Yeah. We're still underpaid. There's a shortage. Now we're working overtime. You don't want me to congregate. Got it. Gonna congregate. All right, next up. Look who got jealous that Ezra Miller has been making the news so much as a young, handsome, and very troubled actor that is doing crazy shit. Guess. You guys know.
I think. Well, did you tease it up top? No, that was before the show. But I do.
Is this our even Steven guy? The guy that was a Steven and then even?
Yeah, the original Ezra Miller.
Uh-huh.
Shia
Oh,
LaBeouf.
with the tattoo?
OG.
The
Obviously.
bone collector?
Ezra Miller's
Or
role
the debt
model.
collector?
Yes.
Shia LaBeouf.
Definitely modeled his off-screen career after.
He got
Shia.
a giant
I didn't
tattoo
hear
for debt
you.
collector.
Honey boy?
Yeah, Honey Boy. Shia is back in the news, but this time it's not for a crime unless loving your Lord and Savior too much is a crime.
Depends
That's-
what country you live in, honestly.
Also, that's true, Pat. Also,
and what area you're in.
commit a crime under your Lord and Savior's name can definitely be a crime.
He hasn't done it yet, but that's right. Shia has gone full Jesus-loving mode. He's a devout Catholic all of a sudden, out of the blue, and he's letting the world know one 90-minute interview with a priest on a podcast at a time. Seriously, we could easily get him on the show if we change the show to Hard Pastor or Celibate Factor.
Hard pastor.
I don't want to call the show that.
Hard pastor.
That's the creepiest name of all time.
Come on.
This is good for Shy. He needs this. It's bad.
Yeah, I agree with you.
He needs faith.
This is better than the alternatives. Shia has...
Well, this is a lot like rehab for Miller. Like it's really just Shia is coming. He saw Ezra going off, and Shia comes in. He's like, he thinks rehab's fucking crazy. I'll show him crazy.
This usually
I'm
comes
gonna fix
after rehab,
myself by
though.
going full
No,
Catholic.
you'll see the reason why he did it. It's just it's the classic Shia. So Shia has recently converted to Catholicism after his stay at a monastery with Franciscan Capuchin friars. I probably butchered that. In preparation for playing the role of Padre Pio in a new upcoming movie which focuses on the life of the Catholic saint. So this is just notorious method actor Shia LaBeouf. He got so into the playing this Catholic saint and priest that he just became Catholic. This is what he
This
does
is
every
method
time he does a
acting.
movie.
Yeah.
If he
can't stand
if he
these
plays
motherfuckers.
drunk in a movie, he just pours booze down his mouth. You know, like
Right.
hopefully no one casts him to play, you know, the son of Sam or Michael Jackson, right? Like
Hopefully someone casts him to be, normal one time.
yeah.
you know?
That's right.
It's just not
You
a
can't
weirdo.
stand method actors.
Wants
Not
to
when
be a
they get into
Catholic,
character
good
and they're
for him.
constantly in fucking character, like they're
Yeah.
gonna be the next what's his name, Joker, what's his
Joaquin
the guy,
Phoenix.
yeah, no, Joaquin Phoenix and the guy that died,
Heath
I just
Ledger.
Heath Ledger, like they all want to be
Daniel
the next
Day-Lewis.
Heath Ledger, yeah, it's like Shia
Must be
LaBeouf-
hard for
no.
you, Wes, having to work so closely with them.
What's that?
Well,
No, it just drives me nuts. I just think they're full of shit, Pat.
they all
But the way
ruined-
that you consume them is the performance,
Well, they're
Right.
public figures.
right. I mean,
Yeah.
and then shitty stories about them. I don't
just
think
sa-
it's nuts.
I'm just saying, Pat.
It's
don't.
just
I think
hard
they're-
work.
I think they're
Oh,
I think
okay.
I think they're full of shit and they think that they're God's gift to the world.
when
which
they
is-
grope
which is
when they
annoying.
grope women on set because they're drunk, like Shia has done before.
Hey,
and
maybe
all the
they're
shit that
playing a
comes with it.
groper.
Yeah,
you
well,
know?
they shouldn't be groping people. Like I'm just saying, maybe don't cast Shia LaBeouf to play Harvey Weinstein. You know,
Like Jim Carrey's was
That's all I'm
annoying in that
saying.
thing he did.
the
Yeah, you get real into that role.
Catholic thing's pretty good. It's a good thing for him. And I'm just saying, you know,
He pulled his
careful.
tooth out on Fury. That was the weird thing that
be
he did. He was
careful
on-
what you cast in him.
Yeah.
No, it was not even Fury. It was the Western he did with Tom Hardy that everyone, or the other one, like where they're all like he played the brother and they're all like he was the drunk brother and he just
Right.
stumbled around up and threw up on all of us on set.
You got to watch out too, because he's got some rage issues, as
Yeah.
the courts have documented over the years. So
He
uh,
beat
he's
his
just-
last two girlfriends, but Pat,
Right.
as Pat mentions, he's a decent actor. So okay, here's him
Just
talking.
make
to-
believe, for Christ's sake. Jesus.
He did get some help to get
It
into character.
really is. It is a great job. Like you're the
Yeah, it's
best
awesome
make believe pretender of all
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
and that's your job. Like that
It's
is a
great.
fun job. It's a great.
So
job.
you're of the Lawrence of Olivier school, Wes.
I don't know.
Why don't
anything
you
what
try
that means.
acting, my dear boy? Famously on the movie Marathon Man, our guy Dustin Hoffman stayed up all night because it was a great scene in Marathon Man.
Is it safe?
By the way, my cousin Ben Dova opening scene of Marathon Man. That's another
Oh,
story.
look at that.
Is it safe?
But is it safe? That's a good one. That's from Marathon Man, right? That's,
Yeah.
But he's running all night. He's supposed to be running all night, so he stays up all night. And King Lawrence of Olivier says, "Why don't you try acting, my dear boy?"
Instead of method acting.
Instead of staying up all night for that scene where you're supposed to have stayed up all night.
I mean, that's kind of a zing to all method actors.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Look, there's two. there's
however
two
you do
schools.
it, I don't care. It's a fun
There's two
job. It
schools.
seems you got lucky to be in the job, and you
Keep
also have
casting,
skills. Obviously,
keep casting Shia to be a priest, one that didn't touch kids, and roles that he doesn't going to hurt people in. Is all I'm saying. Here's Shia talking about he got help from a friend.
I mean, actors are a lot like athletes. Like, yes, they work really hard and they're very good at it, very skilled, but they are sort of blessed, especially people that have been in like multi hundreds of millions of dollars earnings types positions. They're very lucky to be in those roles. too.
Actors
So,
are
I
like
mean,
sushi chefs to me. I think with enough training, anyone can be one.
wow.
that's interesting. I don't know
that's
about
not
that.
true.
I don't know
Absolutely
about that.
untrue.
I-
Not
I-
true at all.
Yeah,
I think
it takes some
look at how
skills.
many musicians suddenly become great actors.
Yeah, but
but
that's
musicians
coming from
take
someone who
skills, too.
you have charisma. Yeah, so you're saying that as a charismatic person, anyone can be an actor. There's some people that
Anyone
cannot
with
act.
talent.
Well, anyone that gets comfortable in front of camera could become a decent actor with enough training. I think
Okay.
they could
All right.
get
Well,
get through a
guys,
role.
Enough of the method acting. Who do you think helped him in his method acting in the Catholic? A very famous.
With an
person.
unlimited budget, I could make anybody an actor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay, Wes.
Cast them for what they are.
Humans
Nervous-
live
nervous
to
guy.
130, and I have all the money in the world.
I've also been going to other Latin mass in Van Nuys. Like, I'm quite close with Mel Gibson, and when I didn't know how to get to Latin
No
mass,
shit.
I didn't know how to find it. You can't like go type it up online and find it. And he had introduced me to certain Latin mass, which, because he's very into that
Jew hating.
thing.
So there you go. That's the,
They killed
He's
Jesus
super
Christ.
into
They
Catholicism.
killed Jesus Christ. That's just history facts.
that's
It's hard.
The team. That's the team right now is Shia LaBeouf and Mel Gibson. Just,
Yeah, but he's a great. I mean, like, say what you want about Gibson's Jew hating on the side, because he's definitely big into that. But that man can write, direct, and star in films.
Can you imagine?
He's got
just-
skills.
Mel
He's got
Gibson and
charisma.
Shia LaBeouf, you've got yourself a project right there.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to. You like Mel, huh?
It's gonna
You
be
know what?
dirty behind the screen. Like Offset's gonna be.
Mel's
bad,
not a
but-
method actor.
Oh yeah, he is, brother. He employed the method on the movie The Beaver, where he has a fucking beaver on his hand. He had the beaver on his hand.
Oh man!
How
The whole
method
time.
About
act-
in,
how do you
like
method act
Step
a
You don't
beaver on
take
your
the
head?
you don't take the beaver off. That's what you do.
Imagine if they added Christian Bale to that set, and then
Oh.
like just every
And
intern would
Joaquin
just be
Phoenix.
dead. They'd just be shot.
Stepdad?
On
Well, what's
You think
the
he
what's the
method
movie
acted,
where he
yeah.
with
What's-
Mark
Stepdads
Wahlberg?
with Robin Williams?
Well,
No,
Mark,
no, what's-
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, it's not Stepdads. It's Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Stepdads. Yeah.
yeah.
He was in Stepdads too.
Stepdads too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, yeah,
Wahlberg's
yeah.
dad. Yeah.
He's fabulous in that. I doubt he did any method acting for it. He just acted.
He
was just being
I think
himself.
he played himself.
He
Yeah.
played himself.
Yeah.
He definitely
Yeah.
played himself.
Hey
He
Mel,
just was
pretend
like-
you were a pilot instead of an actor. your
Right,
whole life.
exactly.
Yeah,
Mel,
then you're an
get in
asshole.
there and talk
Yeah.
shit like you normally do.
All right, we gotta move on.
Hey, who
We gotta
killed
move on.
Jesus Christ, Mel?
The Jews.
Don't get me
Jews did.
started on that one.
This movie's going to be real long if we're going to talk about the Jews.
By the way, you can absolutely find out where Latin Mass is online. It's pretty easy.
No,
Okay.
but Shia wanted to ask Mel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shia needed to go through Mel.
Pretty. I don't think he has a fucking computer. If he's out there purporting
think he does
that you
either.
can't Google where's Latin Mass in Los Angeles.
I don't think
and
Shia
find
has
it.
a computer.
There's
either.
only one man that could tell me that.
Yeah.
I'm
Red-
very
Red
close
what?
to Mel Gibson. That's not
Red.
good.
It's called Red what?
Yeah.
Reddit. Never heard of it.
Yeah, no. He has not read it. In sports, Rory McIlroy became the first ever 3-time FedEx Cup champion, which means he won the entire golf season for the 3rd time.
Oh, look at
He
that.
then announced in his victory speech that he was leaving the PGA Tour to join the LIV.
No way.
I'm kidding. He hasn't announced that yet. Not yet.
He doesn't need
No,
to now. He's
Rory's-
won 18 mil.
That's
He
right.
won't. Yeah, he won't. Rory's been one of the guys like outspoken against it since the start. He's gonna stick with
His
PGA.
main excuse has been that he wanted more competition, but now that the LIV has that, I think it's like what Wes said. He can make $30 million a year on the PGA
He wants to
Tour,
dominate.
so,
Yeah, he's
It's
gonna be
like
the
rich
winner every year.
Democrats. They can afford to be Democrats, and that's
Right.
what Rory is. He can afford.
Everyone
to
can afford to be a Democrat.
No.
afford all that
You
extra
know what I mean?
like a billionaire Democrat.
Yeah, billionaire Democrat.
That's
That's what
what
Rory
Rory
is. Yeah.
I got a little bit I could give away, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess.
This guy's trying to raise taxes.
We should have universal health care, I
Everyone
guess.
should have everything. Why
Yeah, everyone
not?
should have everything.
They're trying to raise taxes and not my bracket. I'm getting upset.
Yeah.
Scotty Scheffler, he schleffed it up is what he did. Scotty Schleffnuts, the world's #1 player, had a 6-stroke lead over Rory on Sunday, but he shot 7 worse than Rory and had the highest round of any golfer on Sunday. Whoops, that cost him $11.5 million, as the winner got $18 million and second place got $6.5.
Might say he choked a little bit.
Whoa.
Big choke. Yeah, that's a serious choke. Multi-million. choke.
$11.5 million? What an idiot.
Yeah.
Also in sports, the Buffalo Bills cut rookie punter and former San Diego State star, who they just drafted in the 6th round. A fucking punter got drafted.
Oh, this guy's got such a leg.
Matt Araiza. I don't know if that's
He's got a
right.
third leg too, Pat. You'll hear.
Yeah, on Saturday night they cut him. Matt set an NCAA record last year for highest punt average ever. Over the season, he averaged well over 51 yards a punt. He also set, or at least tied, the record for most alleged gang rapes amongst NFL rookies, with one horrific one, which is why he was cut by the Bills, who claimed they knew nothing of the last October alleged incident, even though other teams came out and said that they definitely knew before the draft. But the Bills didn't.
So the Bills were hoping it went away.
Right.
Yeah. They claim
Knowing
they
the
found out about
allegations.
That's
Ooh.
right. Well, they claim they found out about the allegations from a 17-year-old girl known as Jane Doe, because she's underage, in late July, and that they found out in late July. And by then, it was like almost preseason, and they just wanted to, give him a few punts before they made a decision. And then Araiza punted an 82-yard punt in preseason game 2.
And they're like, maybe she'll die.
Yeah,
Right.
because 82-yard punts.
That's
that
what
added
they were
a
hoping,
wrinkle.
Wes. That's
Yeah.
for sure. When they drafted him in the 6th round as a punter,
82 yards. I mean, that added a wrinkle because they're probably going to make a deep playoff run. And if you've got a guy that can punt at 80 yards every
flip
time,
the field. I mean,
and field position's never going to be against you, it's always in your favor, you're probably going to win the Super Bowl with this guy. But the noise became too much as over the weekend the details of the civil suit broke. They've become public, and people are so disgusted because the allegations are of him roofing a 17-year-old, making her give him head in the middle of a party at his house, and then he took her to a back room in his house where him and 2 of his teammates repetitively raped her.
A lot of
he
witnesses then, huh?
Many
To the,
witnesses.
Yeah.
Several witnesses.
Are the other
some
guys
of them
admitting
probably
it?
told the Bills.
Yeah.
Pretty
bad
Yeah.
stuff. One of the San Diego State
terrible.
players is still on the roster at San Diego State, and one is not. Yeah. Hey, if he's found to be innocent, it's going to be all blown over because he can punt the ball 82 yards. So I'm sure he'll get a second chance if he's found to be completely innocent. But Yeah. In the meantime, how about please stop giving date rape drugs to and then raping women, college dudes? Like,
Oh, it's a dirty game. Yeah, don't do that.
and
That's,
I personally had 2 friends get roofied at random large college parties when I was with them. And then luckily, this is way back in the day. We're so old, past 37. Jesus. It's been so long. Luckily helped them get out and watch them just puke in their own dorms or apartments. The one girl I was with from start to finish, including pregame, had a total of 2 drinks. That was at a frat house that had a sand volleyball court in the courtyard of their large house. Sand volleyball court in the courtyard at a frat house. Big red flag, ladies.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it says we stay in shape, but it could also say we have roofies upstairs.
I think it's more a direct warning Mark's giving.
Yeah.
A very specific and direct warning.
Yes. Yeah, it is. Steer
Yeah.
clear, especially at Virginia Tech. Here's an interesting one. Joe
At
Rogan.
Phi Chi Alpha Die.
Yeah. Bastards.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan had a big week of guests, and their revelations on his show were pretty big. Aaron Rodgers admitted to purposely deceiving the media for the first time when he told Rogan, "Yeah, I did mislead them on the immunization thing, saying, I wanted them off my back about the vaccination thing, and I figured that would trick them. So cool." Rodgers, how come you couldn't answer our boy PFT jokingly asking you how many grandparents you killed? How come that was too far?
No, I know you guys are joking around, but I don't find that funny, okay?
Oh, well, what Rodgers definitely should have fired back with the vaccine doesn't work on that one. But
Yeah, why didn't he
but
just
instead-
double down?
he should have doubled down. But what
Yeah.
did you I had seen some weird tweets over the weekend. Did he say anything about what he was doing to quote unquote immunize himself? Did you
I don't
listen?
care. I don't care what he was
I-
doing to immunize. Honestly, I'm
Like,
sure
what
it was
his-
sure it was interesting.
he was like sitting in rooms with people that were COVID positive or something and
Oh, I
like
don't
not
know.
catching it. What
I
was
didn't
it? What
see
was
that.
his I don't know what he
No, he went to a party and he got COVID from someone he said was vaccinated and stuff. He said all sorts of shit, but he just admitted for the first time that he was purposely being deceptive. That wasn't the big one though. Everyone already knew that. The big one was Rogan also had on Mark Zuckerberg recently.
Yeah.
And this one was interesting because he got Zuckerberg to admit that the FBI they suggested he withhold any stories about Hunter Biden's laptop, like that New York Post one they censored, and they said, please censor, any story about Hunter for the time being while we look into it. So Facebook agreed just weeks before the 2020 election and censored
And
the
Twitter.
Hunter
So
Biden.
you got to put the context on it. Why did they do that? Why did they ask him?
Because they thought it was Russian disinformation.
Well,
There you go.
To me, Pat, I think
Yeah,
might
but
be,
it
might be to potentially clean up their mess that they started the election before. That's 2 elections in a row that the FBI and Facebook had a big role in leading up to or right before the election. If you remember back in 2016, it was Cambridge Analytica, and then the FBI released the Hillary email story, which
Right.
certainly had an impact. And then in 2020, it's
sure.
withholding the Hunter Biden laptop details. Both of
those all had impacts.
in
All three of
incredibly
those
close races.
all three of those had massive impacts on the
Yeah.
outcomes of the election.
I think
it's
both
insane.
elections would have gone differently. Hillary
It's
would have won in
insane.
2016. Because how many men in Pennsylvania and Michigan were like, she's already a woman and now she's giving away our national secrets?
The email,
And they're
sir.
letting her
I can't
email?
have that. Yeah.
They're letting this broad email? Like,
They already
Well,
had one
plus
strike.
the troll farms were being fed by the data from Facebook's deal with Cambridge Analytica. So
that's what I said. Cambridge
yeah,
Analytica.
exactly. So like it was a double whammy on
Yes.
Trump's behalf.
They
FBI
screwed Hillary in
and
2016. They
Facebook.
screwed Trump in 2020. It's the same
Yeah,
too.
it's
It's
wild.
the FBs, the FB, Facebook, and the FBI. More like the FBI.
All they got to do is say that, though. I mean, now, like, who knows if they really even believe that, right? Who knows? They might have
Right.
known that it was real.
So Wes, like after I listened to this interview, and after he admitted that, that like basically the FBI was the reason why that story was censored everywhere on the internet.
So they directly asked him to censor.
Right.
Yeah.
But he clarifies, and they're like mix it up. Like, well, why does this happen? Why
Did they
why
say
is this
censor
possible?
or not elevate?
He
No.
said, I
It
think
was
he said
censored.
censor.
I mean, they censored it. Facebook
Because censoring
Twitter,
and not uplifting are two very different.
Facebook,
What do you mean
Facebook and Twitter
uplift?
censored it. Twitter,
Algorithmically.
Twitter censored it. Period. You couldn't
made it
even
very
type
hard
it
to
into their
find.
system. And on Facebook, and Instagram, you could put the link in, but they would not share it with anybody. So as soon as they detected that it was about Hunter Biden, they would just basically mute the post. And on Twitter, you couldn't even type in anything about the story. All the links were totally blacklisted. And so what happened was that was at the FBI's discretion that all those social media sites did that. But what Zuckerberg said, so Rogan's like, well, how could that happen? Why has this happened? Blah, blah, blah. How could you be in this position where you're swinging elections? And Zuckerberg blames extreme polarization on traditional media. He thinks cable news and the political parties are the ones to blame. And then the cable news companies and the parties blame Facebook and other social media companies for the extreme polarization, and the FBI is caught in the middle, are they? Are they trying to influence it, or are they caught in the middle?
Who knows? Yeah, I personally think they're trying to clean up their mess because they got Trump elected and they didn't want to have him have a second term. But who knows? Everyone's got their own theory. The facts are they asked Facebook to do this. They did release the Hillary thing. They had Cambridge Analytica. These are all pieces
it affects
that you can make up your own
elections.
Conclusions.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not trying to go all Luis Miguel from Florida's 20th district. You have to check out patreon.com/hardfactor for the Florida Man Friday on that nut job. He got banned from Twitter for calling for, if he was elected, I'll allow you to shoot FBI and other federal agents on site.
And about federal agents, all of them, anybody who's at like the ground level, the people who are raiding Mar-a-Lago, right? Like those people are just following orders. They don't, those guys are just like, they got a call from their boss. Their boss was like, you have to do this today.
I don't hate
that's
the
all
FBI.
that's happening.
I'm just talking about the information.
Right, but why are these election swinging things are they involved in all the time with Facebook and other social media
Speaking of
companies?
political races and influencing, the midterms are coming up, and you could bet on them like we will be with Predict It. The government agencies are shutting down Predict It, but not before one last hurrah. And guess what? They're going out with a bang and matching first-time depositors through our personal private URL, promo URL, I should say, now up to $60. Whoa, you get... Yeah. You put in 60, they give you 60. Now you have $120 to bet on the midterms. We're going to give you winners. You're going to make money. It's totally legal in all 50 states until 2023, and you can just use your debit card or whatever. It's so easy to sign up. If you signed up with an email address already, I don't know, maybe use your wife's or someone else's, because 60 is
Come on,
sexy.
bet this midterms with us.
Bet the midterms with us. Get that.
Hit
60.
that URL one more time.
Predictit.org/promo/hardfactor60. It's not a promo code, it's a URL. Predictit.org/promo/hardfactor60. And that takes us to, I know we're running long, but it'll be a quick one.
The cream of the crop!
And today's it's the whip cream of the crop. And that's because, that's why I picked this one. That's because now no one under the age of 21 in the state of New York is allowed to buy cans of whipped cream anymore, because so many kids brazenly abused whippets that they were leaving cans of empty whipped cream in grocery stores, in basements, in school hallways.
Oh, dude,
all over the place.
I moved into in college. This one of my roommates. I didn't really know the kid. I knew one of my other roommates, but he invited one of his boys from back home to come, and he wasn't even in school. And one of my first interactions with this kid was going to the grocery store, and he was pulling out whipped cream things and doing whippets. And I was like, oh, what?
In the store?
In the store. And I was like, oh no. I was like, oh no, what did I get myself into?
Yep, a lot of whipped cream's empty in the store these days.
living in my house.
You want some womps, bro? Just like hands it to you.
Oh, no.
It's like all fucked up.
People are like, what the hell are these kids putting all this damn whipped cream on? And then the kids were just laughing hysterically for like 12 to 15 seconds. And then the
whippets are so hilarious.
Realized it was whippets. According to the DEA, approximately
drugs.
20% of kids use inhalants like whippets before they reach 8th grade. 1 in 5. That's a lot.
That's so believable, though.
It's one of the first things you can get your hands on.
Exactly, like dust off cans, right? That would count as a whippet, right?
Yeah,
So,
those are way more intense. But yes, inhalants. So for those of you, the few of you that don't know, and I'm sure most of you do, whippets or whipped cream bottles contain nitrous oxide, like laughing gas. And when the whipped cream bottle is like empty, you can get like an inhale of pure nitrous oxide, and that makes you
right there.
very euphoric for about 20 seconds.
It kills your brain.
Yeah, and it fucking destroys your brain. Do not do it, or do it like once and don't do it often. He's got dust off. So loud. Don't dust off, bro.
It
dust
makes
off
it sound like
up.
everything is going wah 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 for 20 seconds.
Yeah,
this actually became a law in November 2021. I'm just finding out about it because it was like in the news this weekend, and I couldn't pass up the opportunity for whipped cream of the crop, and that's today's cup of coffee in the big time.
There we go. There we go. All right, fellas. Thank you, Mark, for that fantastic cup of coffee and the big time to start
That's
our
fun.
Monday off.
Hell yeah.
But let's move it along to drinking around the world, but not the Epcot Center version.
right.
This is just real life.
Like at the
version.
Epcot.
Yeah.
Like at the Epcot
Can I
West,
pretend? Can I think I'm an Epcot?
but in real life. Absolutely,
When
Mark.
was the last time you guys been to Orlando?
That's
Twice
forever
last year.
for
My
me,
brother-in-law,
man. Since high school.
sister-in-law live in Orlando.
Oh
9.
wow, look at that. Magical city.
My
Well,
wife.
no, I actually went like. when I was,
Actually,
like,
my wife.
20.
This is a point of contention. My wife told me she loved me first because I'm so lovable at Epcot while drinking around the world on her 25th birthday.
Oh well, I mean, how could you not love?
You make
your
her wait
drinking around
though.
the
Did you
world?
make her
No,
wait
I
before
said
you
it
gave
back,
it back?
but she was mad that she had to say it first. Yeah.
Ah,
It was Disney. There was like fireworks going off. We were at the Italian section drinking
oh,
wine.
that's
Drinking all-
amazing.
yeah.
I got
You're just
immersed.
playing- You're playing it cool.
I got immersed in like some stunt bike riders filming for this show for TV, and it was in Orlando, and they were like a bunch of cool guys, and I had to hang out with these stunt, and they went behind like like warehouses and did like stunts and stuff. They were cool. Yeah,
Nice.
they were-
Nice.
They were
pretty
sounds
badass.
cool. They were really cool.
They sound like
That's fucking cool.
They've done whippets before.
Yeah, oh,
They've
would
done a lot of
definitely
whippets.
do a lot of whippets.
I did a church bike trip with PFT commenter when we were in high school, and that was the last time I was at Disney World.
Wow.
Was
It's a long time ago.
was with him? Yeah. We dominated some guy in the shit stalls. Like we went and shat on each side of him, and then just were like talking loudly about our shit, and then the guy in between us in the stall in between just got up and left.
What about you,
You guys
Pat?
hear
You
that,
haven't answered your
Harlan?
own question.
Oh, Sausage Castle. Well, I've never been to Disney.
Never been to Disney? Bro, you gotta
No.
go.
Yeah.
Gotta go. All right, drinking around the world, which you can do at the Epcot Center, as the fellas have noted, but we're just gonna do in the news, in the actual news around the world. First, let's take it to a classic watering hole, the United Kingdom. I'd say the whole thing as a
Say
whole
so.
is considered a classic watering hole. But again, this time we find ourselves on a Jet 2 flight. So, guys, I'm showing you a picture of the
Does
plane.
that really say that on the plane?
Friendly low
Oh, yeah.
fares? Yes, Jet
That's
2.
like, why doesn't it just say likely to crash?
So
I don't really want that slogan on my plane.
Yeah, they didn't
Mark-
even bother to paint the whole thing.
no, it's just silver, as
Yeah.
as you know it was. Yeah,
Cheap as shit.
can't
Don't
afford the
paint it;
paint.
it's gonna crash.
So we're on a Jet 2 flight again, or we're talking about one. This is the same airline, if it sounds familiar, with the kind of hot, crazy female terrorist who claimed she had the bomb strapped to her last week.
Oh,
And
chick was hot. Yeah.
yeah, she was like much hotter than you would think for a terrorist. And also on a Jet 2 flight, just this last weekend, a pilot fainted in the cockpit, and it was going from
remember that.
England to Turkey,
Yeah.
and it had to emergency land in Greece. So
Didn't both fall asleep or something like that? Or both
no, that was an Ethiopian Air 2
Okay,
weeks ago. This was Jet 2, like a European company, this last weekend. So they just have pilots like passing out in the cockpit.
Wow.
They've got terrorists on board that are getting taken out by heroic
Well,
dads.
fares are cheap.
Oh, they're cheap. Oh, they're so cheap, Mark. That's why it's like Spirit. What I gather, it's like Spirit of Europe,
Yeah.
basically. Or
You're
Spirit
on the
of
run
England.
if you're on a Jet 2 flight
Right. Exactly. So that's Jet 2. And I didn't know that
or an
like
Air
we'd be-
Ethiopia flight, for that matter.
Yeah, that's a good point.
No extradition. Yeah.
Both.
That's right.
Both. But yeah, Jet 2, we'll be talking about them more. As I said, a flurry of activity recently, and this story I'm about to tell you guys is probably the craziest one. So on a recent Jet 2 flight from Manchester to Greece, again, they love to go over there. This was flight LS 819. A woman in her 70s was enjoying her time. I mean, they're going from Manchester to Greece. So you got to imagine she's on holiday, right? As the British like to say, I'm on
Yes.
holiday, right? So she's demanding multiple free champagnes, as you would do on holiday, right?
They're like, all we got is what's the cheapest champagne? Corbel or whatever.
Mhm.
Right, we have
Cooks.
Andre. Or,
Yeah, we got
or
Andre
water.
and Cooks here.
Actually, we just have sparkling water that we
Yeah.
tell you is champagne. No, I mean like so she tried to get the free champagne. And let me just tell you what one fellow passenger described as what happened after the woman was denied her free champagne that she was demanding, and instead she had to pay for her own gin and tonic. So this is what a bystander said. She said, she began to get aggressive, so the flight attendant removed her drink. Then she started swearing and having violent outbursts. At one point, she got up and tried to open the cabin door mid-flight. She urinated over 3 seats and repeatedly had bursts of violent episodes until we had to make an emergency landing in Munich. And
She
fellas,
got 3 seats.
she pissed over them as she was being drug out of the flight in Munich. And you'll see the moment here why the flight had to get emergency landed so she could be arrested and put on the no-fly list. It's when she smacked the flight attendant who took her gin and tonic away from her in the face twice.
That's
Here
like
it is.
taking a mannequin from that one guy, though.
Exactly. So you see he's in there. He's trying to deal with her. There's her hands. She's like, no, don't you bring that bullshit to me. He's probably trying to get the gin and tonic.
I'm on
She
fucking
gets
holiday.
up. Boom, boom. 2
Yeah.
smacks to the face.
double
She's
tap.
an older woman, huh?
Yeah, 70s, Wes.
Okay.
Her 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
And
didn't
then
really
here-
phase him.
No, it's a very light attack. She's harmless. But here it is in slow-mo, so you can see just how abusive this elderly drunkard is. She hits her head on the ceiling.
no,
of
yeah,
the
that's the
plane.
biggest
that
blow
pissed
is
her
her
off.
head.
Yeah.
Oh,
Smacks
elbow.
him in the face.
And then a smack. Elbow and then a smack.
If
yeah.
I hit my head on something, I want to hit someone or
True.
something. You know.
I'll punch an animal.
Yeah.
I'll punch a child if I stub my
desk.
toe or hit my head.
Yeah.
That's
She's
true.
being filmed by like half the plane. Anyways, like of course, 1 billion people posted that on TikTok. And yeah, she was removed. Now she's on the no-fly list. Granny probably just back in Manchester, never to travel again.
No fly for permanently for that? I don't know.
For sure, dude. You can't.
Yeah,
back-
sorry.
Can't
Sorry, if you're
fly
assaulting the staff and you're in your 70s,
What about like a
it's
one-year
not give another
ban?
shot.
No
She's
more
not
shot.
14.
Zero tolerance? She barely
Yeah,
tapped the
dude.
guy.
Get this
You can't
bitch
hit a
out
flight
the
attendant.
I don't know if
skyways.
I'd call that hitting a flight attendant.
For a 7-year-old, that's smacking a flight attendant.
Yeah. All right.
That's smacking a flight attendant. Okay, and back over here, stateside, gentlemen. Another booze connoisseur named Victoria Hampton. Here's her photograph.
Yeah.
She's
Tell me
hard.
what you think she did before we get into it. So
Something
She
she's
loves
proud
booze.
of.
think so?
Very cocky.
something. Yeah, she probably punched someone.
I think she shit
Yeah.
somewhere she shouldn't have.
that's a good guess. Kind of accurate.
Mm.
Pat, you got any
She's a
guesses?
bad girl. I'll tell you that
she's-
much.
She's so bad. So Victoria Hampton, she's in Butler County, Ohio.
You know what she looks like? Sorry, she kind of looks like Stephanie Tanner's friend who bullies her in the first episode that they meet in Full House.
Oh yeah, I mean she is the female bully in every single '90s comedy.
Mhm.
She's got like the cheek piercing going on.
Gina
Oh,
might
yeah.
be
She
the name.
can't tell if she wants to be a lesbian or a whore.
Mhm.
Maybe just try both for a while.
Mhm.
See how it goes. So that's Victoria Hampton. She's in Butler County, Ohio. She's facing charges and has been ordered
Gia.
to stay away from all children after the 6-year-old of her boyfriend was spotted multiple times by local officers drinking Smirnoff ices. So
that kid was just getting had, huh?
well,
They just kept pranking the little dude.
we'll see.
You got to
Pat.
finish it.
Get iced.
He got iced.
You think she was icing him? Maybe. So.
I think someone was icing him. Why else would you drink Smirnoff Ice? You know.
I
In
think
his
he may have-
bedtime book.
It's right, Wes. Good. It's funny you say that. I think he may have been icing himself after initially being iced by Victoria. So the cops first saw the child drinking a Smirnoff Ice on a welfare check outside of a convenience store, which is like near where they live, I guess.
How old is
And
this kid?
6.
6.
6 years old. Yeah. And so he was.
Sixth grade.
They come 6 years old, so they come up to the convenience store, and he's holding a Smirnoff Ice, and they're doing like a wellness check on her and the kid, probably ordered by the guy, the convenience store owner, who wanted her banned from the store after this thing happened. And she was like, he's holding a Smirnoff Ice. She's like, oh, I didn't know that he just stole it out of my 6-pack that I just bought. Blah blah blah. And the kid was like, yeah, I opened it with my teeth. And then later on, so the cops were like, it better not happen again. He opened it. He said he took it, so we'll let you off with this one, blah, blah, blah. So they check on her later on because that wellness check obviously went poorly. And then when they go into the trailer park where they live, the kid was just scootering by himself all alone. Again, the 6-year-old with the Smirnoff Ice in his hand while scootering by himself all alone in the trailer park. And then the boy told deputies that Victoria had been giving him Smirnoffs, quote, regularly, and that it helped him sleep at night. So she
Sure
was
does.
like, yeah.
I thought the kid just had hypopaturism.
Right. So she was getting a 6-year-old drunk and being like,
disease
this is
from
your
orphan.
this is your sleepy juice.
Yeah, sleepy
This
juice.
is your sleepy juice, buddy. So the kid's dad was allegedly at work every single time it happened that his 6-year-old son got a Smirnoff Ice. But it ended up not mattering since the father was also arrested on outstanding traffic warrants. So this 6-year-old kid went to go live with his biological mom, who is not Victoria Hampton. And good luck to the bio mom dealing with a 6-year-old who's now begging for Smirnoff Ices all the time.
Yeah, these are like those kids that start smoking cigarettes in like India or wherever at like age 3.
Yeah,
And
Thailand,
they're like
yeah.
the babies. They're like
Good
demanding
luck keeping a
fucking
Smirnoff
cigarettes.
Ice out of his
They're
mouth.
doing twirls, blowing smoke rings, and they're like
Yeah.
8.
Yeah. I mean, he's young enough where hopefully he
You know
can
what I'm talking
recover,
about,
but
Yeah, I know exactly the guy you're talking about.
it might be a long road, get him off the ices. And that's drinking around the world.
Jeez. Oh, there she
Right?
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little
Yep.
bit.
They became
Good call.
friends.
Good call.
Yeah.
She's smoking a cig, huh?
Yeah, she's bullying Gia.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's bullying Steph.
Oh yeah.
In episode 1, smoke a cig. And then they were like, that G was so good. We got to keep her on. And then she
Yeah,
becomes Steph's
Victoria's
friend.
like a
It's that
thicker
choker,
version of that
kind of
girl.
like that black necklace, like that.
Yeah, that's how you know someone's
Victoria
bad.
Victoria looks like she says, "Eat it."
Right.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
Oh yeah.
You know what
I
I'm
think
talking
Victoria's pegged people.
about. Yeah, eat it.
Dinner served.
I'm gonna peg you with this ice.
Yeah, she's a pegger.
I didn't take it out for you not to eat it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna keep drinking around the world.
right.
In the
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
let's go to Japan, Tokyo. Actually, guys, when I say Japan, what's the first thing you think of besides horny little people?
Nintendo.
Hiroshima.
Oh.
Cars.
Oh, anime.
Anime. Okay. All right. I was looking for sushi, the most famous food.
Oh, I
to
had
come out-
sushi for
That's
lunch
true.
today too, and I still
Really?
yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
probably the most logical guess.
Right. Well, that's okay. Most,
Honor.
very honor. Right.
Right.
Most famous food to come out of Japan. As you can imagine, sushi
Samurais.
restaurants are very common. They're like taquerias in Mexico over there, right? Those little bastards love raw fish. They do. They just can't get enough of it. So do I. Actually.
Island nation,
Yeah, I mean it's great. It's good for you. They live forever over there. And as you can imagine, there's lots of sushi chefs in Japan. And I'm not talking about like the Mexican guys like we get over here, like Miguel who cooks your sushi. I'm talking about like real life Japanese guys, just walking around cities everywhere. And like most chefs, these guys like to do a little drinking, right? I mean, chefs are notorious drinkers.
Oh
Right,
my
yes.
God! Yeah. Speaking
Yeah.
of Japan, how about just like drunk karaoke?
Yeah, they like to drink over there. Although even though we did the story where it's going
Not enough.
downhill. Yeah, not enough because the younger
they're
generation.
slowing down. That's right.
Yeah,
We need more sake or more sushi chefs over there so they drink more sake. That's probably
right.
what it is.
exactly.
Because
Yeah,
you
like-
always get drunk when you have sushi. Well, not always, but a lot of times.
I mean, these guys are getting hammered after work after their 18-hour days. Anyway, one drunk sushi chef caused quite a panic on a packed subway train. You know how packed they are over there, servicing Tokyo's Haneda Airport. Now, first, I want you to remember this is Japan. Over there, the crazed people, they use knives to carry out like their mass attack murders and vicious attacks instead of guns like we do over here in America. So when this hammered sushi chef stepped on the train on his way to like his 5th job at another sushi job, he was carrying his knives with him. And somehow, as he stumbled around, one of them slipped out of his holder, and everyone thought they were going to die. Because there was
Oh no.
yeah, because there was a drunk, crazed man with a knife on the train. One passenger called the police, and they reported an individual wielding a knife was on the train car, and they almost started a stampede.
They didn't notice it was like a kitchen knife. Nobody.
No,
I'll
they
tell
just
you
saw
what,
it.
though.
They saw a knife. Yeah.
A sushi chef could do some damage with a knife
Oh, he could kill everyone on that train.
quickly and
Yeah.
efficiently.
Yeah.
That's true.
So actually, he said he had gotten like fired from his previous job and was going to his new job, and he went to go get his
Drunk?
knives, and he was hammered, and that's how
Good
it
first
fell out.
impression.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not helping the story there. I'm sure he got arrested after that story. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually,
That
they
story sucks. I
They-
got fired from one job, so I got drunk
I was disgruntled
to meet my
and
new
drunk.
boss. Yeah.
Actually, they let him go because there is a law against swords and
Japan.
firearms control law, but because he had a valid reason for having the knives in his possession because he was an actual sushi chef, they let him go.
Don't they also forgive you of anything you do when you're hammered in Japan? Isn't there like some rule about
No,
that?
that's if you cut off like a finger or part of your tongue.
No, let's say if you try to fuck your
forgive you.
coworker, they forgive you, but not if you commit a crime.
That's the Yakuza. If you cut off like a finger, a pinky usually.
They just
they'll forgive you.
they're big on I was drunk, and they're like, yeah, you were hammered. That's okay.
How sorry are you? You pinky sorry or index finger sorry?
With the
Can you
nation
imagine
that
that?
has that policy, how are people slowing down the booze? That's crazy.
I don't know. It's the younger generation, but I mean,
You're really covering yourself in a lot of situations if you're just drunk over there, because then you can just blame the booze. Like, if you were drunk all the time in Japan, you could always,
That's right. We're gonna go to Hong Kong, but before we go to Hong Kong, let's check in on Hong Kong's original owners and overlords, the British, where one man had to call the fire department on himself because this undoubtedly fat man got his hand stuck in the couch. Now, one of three things can cause me to get my hand.
He dialed with the free hand, I guess.
Yeah, he died with the free hand. You lose your keys, you lose the remote. Maybe some Skittles fell in there. Maybe you're looking for a loose Adderall back in the day.
maybe. I mean, how did he get it wedged in there where he couldn't pull it out though?
He's like John Candy in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles when he gets both hands stuck behind the car when he's driving.
Yeah,
he can't hit the wheel. He can't use the wheel anymore.
So they actually put this. It's the Stapleford Fire Station. They put this out. An unusual incident for us last night, where we were called to a report of a male with his hand trapped down the back of a sofa. Firefighters were able to free the man who had a slight reddening of his hand. And Gavin Wilson said
They
that
couldn't wait to post this.
Oh yeah. They said that really just isn't fires. I'm pleased we're able to help this guy. And then they said they will revisit him later today to make sure he's okay and safe. And that's the last thing this guy needs is the men who rescued him.
Oh no,
from his couch.
That was insult to injury.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys were cracking up.
They were typing that before they even saved him. That was drafted.
Yeah. He would, if he could snap his fingers and kill every guy that rescued him that day, he would. He wants this story to die. There's actually a picture of him.
Check up on him.
There's a picture of him.
You
with
okay,
his
champ?
Yeah,
Your hand not
exactly.
stuck in the couch anymore?
Let's go look at this idiot one more time. Yeah. Hey, how's the hand, dummy?
Is it slightly less red?
You tell your neighbors yet? Here's a picture of the guy with his hand stuck in the couch. By the way, the boys up in New York sent that shirt to me, the finger licks, because we were talking about the wine in New York. So shout out to I think Fox Run Vineyards. All right,
fantastic.
One more real quick too. I'm gonna play you guys this video. I don't know if you heard, but Pakistan is having like epic floods, flash floods. Over 1,000 people have died. Like hundreds of children have died. I'm just going to play this video while I talk to you guys. It's the monsoon season.
God.
33 million people have been displaced from their homes. Obviously there's like still villages and like not really like, concrete homes over there. So a lot of just villages are just decimated.
So they deserve it.
No, they just can't withstand.
They don't have like foundations and shit, so they're just getting washed away.
Yeah. Here's some pictures that are. I mean, it's really bad over there.
Whoa, bad flooding. 33 million people displaced. That's like that's because what is it? 8 million or 7 million from the Ukrainian war?
Yeah, it's like Ukraine. No, I think
but it's like times 5 almost. That's insane.
There's a helicopter rescuing some people. It's really bad over there. So if you can find a place to donate, there's
Pakistan.
A video.
It's all in Pakistan.
Yeah, Pakistan. Yeah, and a lot of them are kids. I mean, this death toll is going to go up in the thousands. It's one of the worst natural disasters we've seen in a long time in the world. So pretty crazy stuff.
Holy shit! Whole houses just going into the rivers.
Yeah, pretty fucking.
Is there any end in sight or no?
It's the monsoon season over there. So I mean, it just keeps raining.
Like unprecedented monsoon.
Yeah, it's just like the worst monsoon season they've ever seen.
That's
yeah. Hang on, I'm gonna get to this one fucking video. Look at it. This whole like brand new hotel just collapses from the the water just takes out its foundation.
No joke. And then the water's gonna be dirty and like cause disease.
Full of debris. So anyone swimming in it is just gonna get crushed by the debris. It's like it's like a tsunami.
It's like I can't even imagine like what's the population of New Orleans? Maybe like 1 million.
It's
So
like
it's
Katrina
like
times,
it's like 30 times Katrina of
Yeah.
what they're dealing with.
We were
Yeah,
just
that's
talking about that because the
insane.
Apple show's really good. 5 Days at Memorial. It's really sad. And then Will was. Pat, had you just left?
left the
LSU?
essentially the summer. I went down the summer
Okay.
before, but wasn't there.
And
that
then
year.
Will had to Will was like didn't have to volunteer, but he volunteered. He was part it was
Yeah, LSU became like the primary hospital
Right.
for all the people in who were getting evacuated out. Yeah, it was crazy. So we were talking about like how insane. I was saying like I've never been to war, but in terms of like dead bodies being everywhere and all kinds of crazy shit, like people with machine guns and shit because there's looting.
yes.
Like I'd never, it's the closest thing I could imagine like that. And then so Pakistan, I mean, that was Katrina. That was such a huge impact on this 30 times bigger. It's hard
It's
hard to
sad.
even quantify in your head.
Yeah,
That's
33
crazy.
million people like without
crazy.
homes. It's nuts. All right, one more real quick. We're gonna go to Hong Kong, where they apparently have a huge problem. People are obsessed with their smartphones like they are over here. People walking right into traffic, just staring down at their cell phones. So in order to save these idiots who can't bother to look up to check and see if the crosswalk symbol is, green or red, they're installing these new LED lights, which we'll probably see all over the world soon, that illuminate down on the ground to tell you if it's okay to go or not, because
everyone's
that's
eye line
nice.
is on the
because
ground.
everyone's eye line is on the ground looking at their cell phone as they walk.
Well, that's a
funny.
good upgrade, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
damn, it
pretty-
says a lot about
For
people.
a bad
though.
reason. Yeah, it's
It's-
because we're so
it's-
stupid.
because we're so stupid. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's a hand stuck in the couch scenario.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They're also testing out new audio for like cuckoo sounds, melodies, just anything to get these idiots to pay attention to
Hey,
something
Morons.
beside their phone.
We've all misplaced our eyeballs inside our cell phones.
Yeah.
We
So
suck.
so we'll be seeing those here soon. After they're going to test them in a few cities for like 6 months.
You guys
Shockingly
think
though,
Kids are gonna start like having like humpback.
oh yeah, dude, that's
hunchback
coming real.
Like,
That's coming
yeah,
real
like
soon.
they're all gonna like be like looking down with huge eyes.
Yeah.
But they're going to be really good at technology.
Oh, so good. They'll just be crushed, and they'll smash you in any video game
Mm-hmm.
as long as they can look down.
Those hunch-necked bastards.
I caught my son watching one of those like you watch someone play video games on YouTube.
Twitch?
Oh, yeah.
now?
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
Twitch.
no. This is where I try. Like, I'll let you
You're-
play. I'll
you're
let you play
banning
video.
him from
I'll let you
watching
play
Twitch.
video games 4 hours a day, but I'm
Look,
not gonna let you
But he's
watch
watching
someone
for
play.
strategy.
Look,
He's
you
watching.
method acting little queer.
Yeah,
None
yeah.
of them more Twitch for you.
No. I can't.
No method acting in this house.
What are you acting like you're playing the video game? Get on
Yeah.
the fucking sticks.
You fucking watching someone playing that thing you're obsessed with? Jesus Christ, get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
What
I
are you
know,
training for
I
something?
don't get Twitch either, but it is like the most popular. I mean, there's
know.
millions and millions and millions of people
Like
that watch
watching.
people.
I would have rather been watching like jerking off.
Well, yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, I wasn't with her, but apparently my daughter, who's less than 2, tried to flirt with somebody at the park and got caught by her mom for the first time
That's amazing.
this last weekend.
That's
So
trouble.
I'm in really big trouble. Yeah,
Two, huh?
yeah, under 2, and she's already trying to flirt with somebody. And then she also had her first McDonald's hash brown, though. Huge milestone.
Whoa.
Delicious. So she loved it.
course.
I mean, who
Bad
doesn't?
news for me. I woke up this weekend and I decided, I think it was like Friday, and I decided I'm just going to go for it and see if we have the steak, egg, and cheese bagel in Austin. And,
I know that you don't. No, you don't.
No, we did not. It was just a 30-minute
Yeah.
round trip. It was
Yeah.
awful.
I tried it in Reno too because I'm so excited, but
Yeah.
no. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Bastards.
Yeah.
Bastards.
It'll be here eventually, though. Come on, Ohio.
Real quick, guys. A couple comments to the orionsmajesticcock.com website.
Yeah.
It's just orionscock.com.
I love it.
Daddy Doug asked, how does one become this happy? And to that, I replied, it's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good reply. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By the way,
And,
Ryan'sCock.com has 578 hits.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Mackenzie Jones says, in terms of push-up pops, how big is it? And I'd say more than a box.
Way more than a box.
100
So it's
push-up
so it's 8 feet. 8 feet is the average length of an orca's penis.
Okay.
We learned that over the weekend in the Discord server.
8 feet.
Yeah.
8 feet. Yes.
That's like a shack. It's a thin shack.
It's probably
yeah,
not
it's
that
big.
thin. It's probably just a shack.
It's a whole humongous human. Yeah.
What if Shaq was your dick?
Yeah,
There you
Be an orca.
every orca has that situation going on.
Have you tried
Especially
the General?
Orion.
Save money on car insurance. All right, guys, shout out to Not Chandler Bing on this one. Officials at the satanic theme park SeaWorld are vehemently denying that they bred, quote, Jurassic World-style orcas, categorizing the claims by a former SeaWorld trainer, Josh Hardgrove, as a whale tale of a story. Which I think is funny because that's a thong of a story. Anyway, guys, over a 20-year
What is that,
career.
a whale tail?
What is that?
Oh,
My SeaWorld, these things just come out. Can we get a report on these, an intelligence
Sonny.
report?
not another whale tail. You're going to get me in trouble.
I mean, this is definitely going to stimulate the economy. I'll tell you what. Our administration did say we were going to improve efficiency, and that is efficient. Almost no material.
I've heard rumors about super whale tails.
You could turn one of Hillary's underwear into about 14 of those things.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Anyway, after 20 years of training orcas, that's Bill Clinton identifying
Whale
a
watching.
thong for the first time.
What are we whale watching here?
Sure. Yeah. Oh my God! What is it? 19? It's too early for this.
The Pacific Northwest.
Where did
Hey,
you get that?
Hey Jeffrey, you want to go whale watching today, buddy?
Not proven. Guys, after a 20-year
Come on,
career
Jeffrey.
training orcas at SeaWorld, Josh Hardgrove, also appeared as the de facto star of the wildly popular, critically acclaimed, BAFTA award-nominated documentary about the cabal that runs and markets the demonic theme park SeaWorld. Talking about Blackfish. Josh decided, I should take...
the guy that wrote Blackfish.
Black
Yeah, I
fin,
should-
right? Or is it
Blackfin.
Blackfish?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it is
Blackfish.
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 Basilicum, yeah.
They have
Blackfin is
black
the restaurant.
fins. Anyway, Josh
sorry.
was like, I'm going to take the remainder of my story to
Blowfish.
the British newspaper tabloid The Sun for some reason. And he's like,
Yes.
we did pretty good with the doc. The Sun's
Well,
next.
It's because this. Yeah, we'll tell.
because
them
they
what
pay for
told the
stories.
Sun. Yeah,
Josh is
Blackfin's
harder for
also a
cash.
restaurant, but
Yeah.
smaller.
Guys, back in middle August, Josh told The Sun this. That whales that were never meant to naturally meet in the wild were inseminated at SeaWorld parks, while others were able to inbreed with their own kin, and their breeding program was irresponsible. He said the park had, quote, no idea what they were creating, and fears that the horror breeding program could have led to more aggressive orcas being kept in captivity, comparing the marine attraction to the movie Jurassic World. He explained how orcas captured from Argentina were bred with Icelandic killer whales that would never meet outside of captivity. And he said the genetically created whales would potentially be deadly.
It's like killer bees.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like Jurassic World. The whole premise of the movie is that they created hybrid dinosaurs. That was his quote.
It's so much like bringing a species back from extinction.
Get that shack-cock in her.
Mm-hmm.
It's just interbreeding of captive animals who are probably larger than most.
They just wanted the bigger
from
animals to
different
breed.
areas in the country.
See if you can follow this grossness here, guys.
Yeah.
So in 2007, Orca Katina and her own son Taku banged, and
Gross.
Katina gave birth to a calf named Nilani, right? After
Does that happen
His
in the wild?
brother, daughter,
Do
his
orcas
sister,
bang their
daughter?
moms?
Oh,
No.
no way.
3 years later, Orca Kohana gave birth to a calf after she was able to mate with her uncle. She instantly rejected the baby because she knew it was gross.
Right.
And Katina's son Taku bred her, and I guess she had the calf. It's really confusing the way they wrote this, but essentially everyone was banging everyone in there.
It sounded like the one
Like a
orca
puppy
banged
mill.
his mom, knocked her up, then eventually banged his sister after the uncle.
And then his uncle, and then the uncle came in and was jizzing everywhere, all over his family tree. So that's happening at SeaWorld. Don't go, okay? How about don't go? Don't support those a-holes. If you want to see an orca, apparently just
go to Epcot and
go to Epcot Center. Yeah, drinking around the world.
No. Just
Sea
go.
base.
Just go to any. Like, there's tons of orcas by the beach. Just go. If you go, like, say you're on the West Coast.
Now, Will, we're going to get
anywhere.
lots of letters of
Of
people saying they
USA.
went to the beach at your direction and looked out in the ocean for a while and
I
didn't
would
see any
say.
orcas.
I would
Put 'em
say you
at
have
the
to go beyond
beach.
the beach on a boat. I would say go on a boat, a sailboat especially, that they like to play with. If you want to see one real close, and then go into a bay on a sailboat and try to goad it into attacking you because it wants to play with your boat.
Better put my
That's the
swim
close-
goggles
that's
on
what
because
you
when
see.
that thing comes down, there's going to be quite a splash.
Oh, that's the biggest whale tail I've ever seen.
Yeah. So far up her back.
I like it.
Oh, Bill.
Anyway,
loves a whale
yeah,
tail.
that's hard factor for the
Oh,
day, guys.
hold up.
Oh,
Not only did not Chandler Bing send in that Orca story, also thank you to Eric Donahue and Jay Reed. They also sent up some more Orca updates as well. Fun fact, the Megalodon could swallow an orca in 5 bites. So
That's scary.
Look at that.
That is scary.
That's why they're killing the great white sharks. It's payback.
That's right. Revenge.
Yeah.
They don't forget. It's like it's in their memories. They're like, that thing looks like a Megalodon.
Looks like you're a little smaller now. Yeah.
Pretty easy to eat
All right,
your liver.
we got everyone on the.
Yeah, the wheel's up. Yeah, so we're going to spin this thing to see who has to do the jobs tomorrow. If
right.
you're new to the show, it's electric.
Pat.
It's exciting.
Segments.
Is it Will or is it me?
Segments, yeah.
Oh my God, it was close.
It's Will's doing the cup of coffee in the big
I'll
time
take that
tomorrow.
cup of coffee, little girl.
So he'll be handling the top stories of the day for you.
That's correct.
Can't get cream and sugar with that.
And Mark will be bringing you the international stories from the TikTok International moment.
Maybe bring me my friend Jeffrey a cigar too.
I'm not done
Oh.
whale watching. Give me a few more minutes there.
Unproven. Get out there, have yourself a great fucking day. The painting was very damning, though.